Hey guys, we're here with the RX-7. Tonight we're going to see if we can get 5 lug on the front of it using some old Toyota Cressida parts that I had from a parts car. So with that we'll get 5 lug, bigger brakes, hopefully, if I'm right, longer lower control arms, and a little more aftermarket support for some steering angle. So let's tear into it and see if it's going to work. So it looks like the control arms are the exact same length. So there's going to be no benefit to changing to the MX-83 lower control arms, just because the RX-7 one has a hole for the sway bar link, and for the strut rod I'd have to drill holes in the other one. So for that case we're going to keep this. We are going to change to the MX-83 steering knuckle. Okay, so the plan here is we're going to cut the stock RX-7 strut tube. We're going to cut it, and we're also going to cut the Cressida one, and we're going to weld the RX-7 strut assembly onto the MX-83 spindle. It'd be just like when people do-it-yourself coilover builds where you cut the tubes and weld on spring perches. It's the same idea. We're just going to use the RX-7 stuff just because there is new springs, new shocks in it. And this kind of is a budget race car, so we're going to keep it on a budget. So I'm going to start hacking up these tubes. Oh, and I also should mention that we're also going to use the Cressida steering arm, the steering knuckle. As you can see, it's a tiny bit shorter, so that will give us a little more steering angle, just a bit, and that'll allow us to use the Cressida knuckles on the RX-7. Okay, let's get to work. So if you guys see, here's the chopped down MX-83 spindle. Here's the RX-7 tube, empty. And this makes me pretty happy. It is a direct fit to go right inside. So I'll tap that in, and it'll be nice and strong. Instead of being a butt weld, it'll be more like a sleeve. The tube will be pressed all the way to the bottom. Run a bead around it, throw some paint on it, and okay, so we've got the Cressida steering arm on. I actually ended up having to use the Cressida ball joint because the RX-7 one is way shorter, as you could probably already see, and the shank's actually too small. So we went ahead and swapped in the MX-83 ball joint. Now it is a little bit bigger. If you come over here, you'll see the RX-7 ball joint and the Cressida control arm. It's just a little wiggle. Well, there you have it. That is MX-83 spindle, rotor caliper with pads. I have no flex hose hooked up yet, but here it is. It's looking all right. Gonna get a wheel on it, and we'll get it on the ground. There you have it, guys. I got a set of Crown Victoria wheels that I'm pretty happy to get on the car. It does sit a little bit higher than the other side. It sits really high because there's no engine or tranny in it. It's maybe about a ½ inch higher, which is no big deal for what we're putting in it, which we'll get to in the next video. Yeah, we just gotta get the flex hoses on. We gotta get a set of tie rods at work and do the other side, and that'll be in the next video. Thanks.